Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to bring you the story of Ken from Street Fighter. What is going on? Well, it seems the voice actor for Ken has been removed. So over the course of Street Fighter 6 coming out, announcing, I just watched the trailer for it and I'm questioning the sanity of this game.
Raised by the savages, no, you couldn't handle this. Everyone who battled me, they falling like an avalanche.
But in case you missed it, Street Fighter 6 character reveals earlier this week a small but missable change was David Matt Ranga, I believe that's his name. I might pronounce that wrong. Taking over as the voice of Ken Masters. Normally, this wouldn't be a big surprise to see voice actors often change, but it appears that Reuben Langdon was removed from Street Fighter 6 due to public posts that touched on political issues on Twitter. Political ideas on Twitter is getting voice actors removed from stuff. We saw this with Gina Carano. She made a post equating on what she saw in the political sphere that looked very much indicative of what happened in the world wars, and it's continuing to go forward today. The former voice of Ken Masters from Street Fighter 4 in 2008 all the way up to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 2018, so for 10 years he was doing the voice acting for Ken, has been replaced, possibly due to some that say it's problematic treats. Reuben was showing nothing but class, responding to the news in his tweets posted today. Why remove him? I don't get it. Let's take a look at this. This is the posting here on some of it from September 17th. We are going through an amazing transition on the planet right now. Many difficulties will lead to chaos and tragedy, but in the end it is overcoming these hard times that will make humans shine once again. Street Fighter 6. I am sad no longer to be the voice of Ken because he is the character dear to my heart. There are lessons here in this situation. I tried my best to be empathetic to people on both sides of both sides. I must be myself no matter what and continue on my own journey. I do not owe Ken. He is property of Capcom. I am happy to have added my essence to the different versions of him over the years. I was not the first Ken and certainly not the last. Hopefully the next actor will make the character to the next level and the audience will continue to love the legend that has become Ken Masters. THRU, get in. So you got people responding here in kind, but really what happened here? I'm looking at his Twitter feed. I was going through it and it's just some stuff talking about how things are the political landscape today. And it really is unfortunate that you have to come down to being on either side of this coin of it. You either want to say the right thing and tell the truth about things, but then if you do that, people take that the wrong way and take it negatively and say, listen, what you're doing here is wrong. And you can see the ArriveCan app, which is a very political thing here in Canada right now, is trending as well while I talk about this type of thing. It's very interesting in that sense. Censorship is cancer to society. Free your mind and follow your heart. So, you know, he's got a lot of things that are inspiring and saying, listen, do what you want to. You can't continue to be pushed down, and it's ridiculous. I saw this video about the girl that went through surgery and all. It was weird. Like this one here, don't try to bend the government. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no government, only banks and corporations. It comes down to who wins in the eyes of the government, and that has been a big pushing point of what's going on here. And a lot of these aren't really that crazy. Like he's sharing a thing from about UFOs in the Pentagon. Like it's a fun story to share and it's something to talk about, and this is a video up on Rumble. Where is that political and really bad in nature? This is what gets you taken out of being a voice actor nowadays. Happy Star Trek Day. 1 year later, the success of making Bitcoin legal tender. Who cares about Bitcoin? If you fall into the trap of Bitcoin, or if you fall into the rug pulls that we see Bitcoin, then you fell into it, and that's part of it. So Reuben here, time travel, 5D explorer, extra dimensional pilot, and interrogator of cosmic frequencies, helping to usher the new paradigm. Unity is in diversity. We got someone here saying what isn't wrong with him, and the screen caps that they've got. As the so-called leaders of the world try to bend the agreed upon laws of the land, they expose their true agendas. Don't be a pawn in the control game. Know your rights and own your sovereignty. So this is something he's responding to the Epoch Times, which is the Defense Department has relentlessly violated the law. Like, they're talking about laws the government has violated. These are things that the government is breaking the trust of the people, and that is where this is. The fork in the road is coming closer. Which path will you take? Bitcoin? I have no real take on Bitcoin. I've seen too many rug pulls with it. I've seen too much fraud with it, so my take on Bitcoin is not there. I think part of it is good, but I also think a lot of it's bad because we're seeing a lot of people. These are not new studies. They were coming out almost a year ago, which is correct. I've read a crap ton of studies. When this stuff started, I wanted to know as much information as possible, and I started looking up what I could as fast as possible and tried to decipher where the studies were. And my personal take on everything, we did the wrong thing. I gotta say, a lot of the governments did the wrong thing. And this is one talking about how the person in the States, the ex-president, how he did the wrong thing with, I'm guessing this is January 6th. I don't really have anything to say with that because I sat here on the sidelines watching that, being a Canadian. But at the same time, there's a lot of people, you have half your nation believing this type of thing. So for people to actually being canceled, being outcasted, being completely drawn away from society for having a political view that seems to be in line with half of your nation, you gotta sit there and go and take a step back and start to wonder what path and what road you guys want to live and go down. Because we've seen this in the past with Therese Nielsen in Magic the Gathering space, where her artwork has been taken out of Magic the Gathering because she shared some tweets or shared some views with people that other people found questionable, right? If you're going to share views and people just sit there and say, we're going to cancel you if you continue to have these views, I'm not going to change your mind. There is no changing mind here. You're no longer allowed to have those views. You cannot be in this position. You cannot voice act. You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to have your voice at all anymore. That is where we're at now in society. And this is painfully bad. It's painfully bad. And the same thing happened with Gina Carano. We've seen this with Vic Mignogna. We've seen this with so many more people out there that are willing to sit there and stand up for something they believe in. And instead of people sitting there and trying to persuade them to their side to say, listen, you might be misguided on this certain thing. No, it's shut it down, cancel it, and they're no longer allowed to speak. That is not discourse. That, my friends, is authoritarianism. And that is why the wrong think agenda needs to stop. Anyway, guys, this is your proud Canadian Phoenix Cindershadow signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.